Welcome back, everyone. So with warm weather on the horizon, there's lots to look forward to, right? Trips down the shore, a lot of fun, but something we're not looking forward to during those warmer months, tick season.
Yeah, thankfully, our next guest is here to teach us how to protect ourselves from ticks and much more. Here's Sandra Lee, CEO of NJ Labs, an analytical chemistry and microbiology laboratory. Welcome, Sandra. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy rainy season.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
for sure.
We're thrilled about this one, Sandra. So first, let's get something straight here so folks know when they're at risk most. When is tick season actually begin and when does it actually end? That sort of thing.
It doesn't have an exact date, but it does definitely start around April and end about October, especially if you like being outdoors, if you're hiking, camping, walking in the park, taking your kids out, for playground or walking your dog, you can be exposed.
Okay, that's really good to know. All right, Sandra, are there ways we can try to avoid ticks?
There's definitely ways to avoid it, but at one point or another, you're going to come across it. You can be safe in the way you clothe yourself. There are sprays. The best thing to do is really check your body, your pet, your kids when you come in from the park or walking. That's really the first line of defense. You can definitely use different types of sprays that you can buy at the store, but really it's to stay away from wooded areas. And if you do, make sure you're clothed appropriately and wearing appropriate shoes.
That's good advice because there are obviously so many people in this area that use those parks with their animals and things like that. So here's another big question. All right, so when a tick is on us or our pet, sometimes you go on social media, you get this advice, you're not sure if it works or not, you hear about alcohol or things like that. What are the do's and don'ts then for that tick removal?
That's a very good question. You definitely don't want to try to burn the tick off your skin. If you find one on your body and it looks like the head is embedded in the skin, the best way and the safest way to remove it is to use tweezers. I have one, for example, right here, is to try to grab it firmly and to pull it out. You don't want to hurt yourself or your child or your pets. So you don't want to use alcohol subs because it could burn. So the best thing to do is to use something like this so you're not cutting, and you don't want to use different types of chemicals because you can burn the skin. You don't know the reaction. So if you can, try not to use anything else but tweezers. Something safe. It's plastic. You can't cut. So I think that's the best way to remove ticks.
And Sandra, a quick follow-up to that. We also hear that sometimes, I know this is a little bit gross, but if you remove the tick body and not the head that's embedded inside, is there in danger of another body growing? Is that an actual thing?
Oh, absolutely not. Do not worry about that. Try to remove it as much as possible, though, if you can. We don't need the whole tick. We try to get, if you give us the whole tick, definitely to test, it's better. But if you're missing parts, it doesn't have to be dead. It doesn't have to be alive. Please don't freeze it. I've had people come and say, oh, it's been in my freezer for 3 months. Can I still send it in for testing? Yes, you can, but it's best not to wait that long as well.
Okay, good to know. All right, so I'm not very familiar with this, Sandra. When you say send it in for testing, what do you mean? Do people come to your laboratories and maybe bring the ticks that they have?
So for one of the things, there are multiple different laboratories that do test for diseases that ticks can carry. There are different types of ticks. That means they can carry different types of diseases. It's really important to figure out and have information so you're better equipped and what bit you, right? So the testing allows any laboratory that does this appropriately to tell you if it has that pathogen in its DNA, in its blood. So we're not testing your blood or your pet's blood. It is the actual blood in the tick.
Okay, and Sandra, I'm going to combine the last two questions we have for you with one. So obviously the big threat here would be with these ticks would be Lyme disease. So what are these symptoms that we're out to look for if we find these ticks? And if we do get the disease, what are ways that we can manage this illness?
Just like everybody else, your body can react differently. So each person can have different symptoms, but the most common ones that you had seen is the ring on your skin. But keep in mind, sometimes symptoms don't show up for weeks, and you may not even know that you're in danger. You can feel numbness, you can feel nausea, you can feel extreme fatigue. It's really going to affect the quality of life. So it's really important that if you do find one, that you, number one, get it tested. Number two, definitely seek immediate medical attention.
Okay.
All right, Sandra, a lot of good, important information. Obviously, not something we all want to think about, but you know, it's something that we have to deal with. So it might as well be prepared and ready for it. So,
yeah,
we appreciate your time.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.